So I'm going to cover some of the security update today, and I'll try to minimize the slides as per your feedback and try a lot of demo. That's the goal. And I'll be covering security 3 features which are getting added in 10.7: VLAN grouping, configurable radius attribute, and also sticky MAC. These 3 features are part of the 10.7 security enhancements. And also I have a lot of good update on SNMP, because that's something from 10.0 till 10.7 we never had the SNMP write operation. So that I think team has done a wonderful job, and we are coming up with that also, which I'm going to give you a lot of tips and tricks without even having the IMC or any browser, how you can really use the AOS-CX and understand overall things. With that, let's start this VLAN group feature. I'll just provide small overview and take you directly to the demo. So VLAN grouping and VLAN pooling, the name itself suggests there is a pool of VLANs on the AOS-CX platform, and he will distribute those VLAN to the connected clients. That is the feature. What did we support prior to this one? In 10.4, we had VLAN ID support. In the demo, we will see that also. And VLAN name, you can pass it through the same tunnel private group ID. That's the same attribute. Remember, this attribute is now overloaded. So be careful when you are using this attribute, what you want to achieve. If you want to achieve and pass a one single user, you want to pass a VLAN, it's fine. You can use the VLAN ID, right? You can pass to a number of clients and you can use the same VLAN ID when you are passing the profile. If you want to pass the VLAN name, make sure you are passing the VLAN name. If you have the VLAN name as well as the VLAN group name same, what is going to happen is the preference is going to be given to the VLAN name, not the VLAN group. So make sure on the device what you are configuring, be careful, because you are admin of the device. So when you are trying and configuring, there is a lot of chances you get to, if you are not understanding these 3 features on the same attribute, there are high chances you will get a little bit of confusion, or same possible with the customer, right? So when they come in, please look at the show running configuration, what they want to achieve, and look at the profile configuration. Then things will be a little bit easier. Coming back, this is a standard radius attribute. It is not supported as part of the local user role or downloadable user role. This is a standard IETF attribute which we are supporting on that VLAN grouping. Okay. The advantage of this feature is there are few I can think of from a real-time use cases, how we got the request from the customer. Customer had subnet, and he has deployed the subnet, whatever he was using, and he was almost getting over with the subnet. For that, he has to go and rework all the complete IP subnet, which is not a usual pay as you grow, right? So you want to grow your network and you want to install new clients and grow, but you don't want to tax your admin with all the new subnets. That is where this request came in, so that the VLAN grouping, you give it to the switch itself, you will assign a new VLAN. You don't have to worry about subnetting. The next thing, the good thing about the, what is switch for VLAN, and why we use that one is for the broadcast to reduce. So here with this approach, you can divide, if you have the 4 VLANs in a group, you can divide that broadcast domain divided by 4, correct? That is another advantage I can feel, and you can tell the customer, if you are doing a pre-sales, if you are doing a debugging, make sure these all things are happening. I'm going to show you a demo right away. So with this, let's go and look at most of my time I'll be spending on these 2 devices today. As you see, 6301 VSF and another one device which is 247 and 241. These are the 2 devices I'll be spending more time, which are connected in Access. As you guys know, Access devices comes with the port unshut. As soon as you connect, the client has a negotiation way, it can negotiate, and this guy will reach out with the radius packet to the ClearPass or the AAA server or the ICE which you are configured on the device. So with that, let's move to the device. Hope you are able to see the screen which I'm showing. So now we are logging into our devices. I have, as I was telling you, 247 is the AOS-CX 6300, and another one I have a same 6300. Let's see this one, what we supported in 10.4 with the same tunnel private ID. What is it's going to happen? As you see here, I have two clients which are connected on, oops. Okay, I see a lot of chat. We are seeing your presentation screen. Okay, it's on this. What's happening with this one? Okay, I think now it's fine. Show run include, I was typing on the other screen, so hence it was not coming here. So let's see on the 2/1/5 what we have. Here I have a macOS client only. I have macOS authentication enabled. I have not enabled both the authentication mechanism. I only enabled macOS on this device. Okay. As you see now, let's see the port access. What is that? It is the client is providing. Show port access client interface 1/1/5, and the detail command if you give. Oops, what happened to this device? Oh my God. Show port access client interface 1/1/5. Let me just again do it. Give me one more second. Okay. Show port access client interface 2/1/5 detail. This is where the macOS client is there. As you see here, there are a lot of good enhancements are happening on this show command also, thanks to the overall usability team, which they are improving these all things. So you can see the VLAN 10 has been assigned, right? You can, what is happening, the VLAN group is not, this is part of 10.7, which is not having anything, but the VLAN ID has been passed from the clear pass and as a radius attribute. And you can see this is a new enhancement which has happened. This output, you can see the auth history. That means the client got authenticated using the macOS. Let's go and see this one. Before going to the clear pass, I just wanted to do a shut and no shut of this client so that you see it on the access tracker quickly. Let me do a shut and no shut of this client. Sorry for that. Let's go to clear pass. This is the access tracker. Let's see. The client is up. Show port access client. Oh, this is a printer and it takes a little bit of time to get onboarded. Hopefully by this time we should see this client coming on. Yes, the macOS client has come in. So let's watch on the radius. Oh my goodness, it is so slow that is not even updating the, it came in now. You can see dbf9, that was the client. And you see here, carefully watch this one. These are all things are going to be important when you are trying to debug this all things. So what came in from the calling station, that is the client dbf9, is these all the radius attribute came in as the access request. You can see NAS identifier as the host name, and the interface which the client was connected is 2/2/1. These all things are coming in from the access request. Once this client has come in, I have a local database which is defined. What is the profile you have to give it to this client if it is authenticated client? Then we'll go and assign the VLAN ID using the tunnel private group ID as 10. That is what you will see. And the profile which is talking about is the radius VLAN ID. Let us see that profile once. This is the profile which I have. Look at this profile. The attributes are exactly same. We are going to use it for 10.7 feature, which is a VLAN group. Instead of a VLAN ID, we are going to remove this and we are going to just add VLAN group name, which we are going to provide. So VLAN ID is clear, I hope. Let's move on, understand the little bit more about VLAN grouping feature now. So the way to configure the VLAN group feature is, it's a port access feature. Just get into a port access VLAN group and provide a name which you wish to provide, right? That's a VLAN group. I'm providing this name, okay? And associate the VLAN which you want to distribute to the clients. So there is a command. Before giving this command, see the question mark so that you know what is there. These are all new feature which is part of 10.7. You can see associate a VLAN is there. There is nothing else. Rest all is a list and exit, those kind of things. Let me associate a VLANs 31 to 34. That means 4 VLANs I'm associating for the authenticated clients. Once after that one you are done, that means what's going to happen, if you have 48 ports which are connected, show interface brief. If you watch, if you are all these ports which are connected for clients, let's consider, I don't have so many clients, but I'm telling you, I have only a few clients which you are seeing here. I have a one client which is connected 1/1/1, and also another client which is a link phone, which I've made it administratively down, which we can bring up and see what VLAN it gets to. So if you, let's consider the customer has connected, when he buys a 48 port switch, that to access switch, for sure he will connect all the clients to that switch, access points and all. So what's going to happen, as he is trying to bring up those clients, the VLAN will start distributing across the clients as they get authenticated. It will start from the 31, it goes to 32, 33, 34, and again it repeats. So number of VLANs you can configure under the VLAN group is 1024. You can have one VLAN group or you can have multiple VLAN group, but the result is end is 1024 VLANs can be distributed across all the authenticated clients. Hope you are clear here. Now let us see the running configuration. Once we just now we configured, and we want to see what's happening on the box, correct? So for that, the development team has given this command. It is not there for AAA. You can't issue a show running config AAA, which is we are discussing, provide that also. But here you can see for the port access, you can see these are all whatever we just configured, that configuration is also there. Apart from that configuration, you know that these are all also from 10.4 we support, and these are also part of the port access, right? Like auth role, critical role, in case if you're configuring, you know the importance of all of this, why you need a auth role, why you need a pre-auth role, all of that you know, right? So those all configuration it will show. Let's stick on to the VLAN group feature and continue ourselves, okay? Here on this device, I have two clients which are connected to, one client which is connected to 1/1/5, which is a macOS client. Another client I have which is connected to 1/1/1. So what should happen according to you now? Now the VLAN group has been given on the AOS-CX. Let's consider the clients which are on .1x on 1/1/1 and on the 1/1/5. They both go for authentication to ClearPass. They get authenticated. They get the profile back with the VLAN group name, which we just configured here. And then you will distribute these VLANs onto these clients. So let us see that process. Before seeing that one, now we are done on the AOS-CX switch. What we have to do on the ClearPass, let us understand step by step. What we have to do, we need to create a profile similar to what we created for the VLAN ID. So let's go back. Let's go back to the profile. And open the VLAN group. This is a new profile you are creating. And in this, you keep the all other things exactly same. Instead of the tunnel private ID where you used to pass the 10, you pass the VLAN name now. So the VLAN name in 10.5, pass the VLAN group name in 10.7. So now I'm passing the VLAN group as the profile. And once after that one, look at your services, what you have. Let's go to the access tracker and bring up one of the device now. Let us do the shut no shut so that we see the whichever the device which is coming in. You can do a shut no shut, which is not a real way of deploying. In case if you change any profile, what you have to do a re-authentication. That means you can do a port access re-authenticate. There is a command which I'll do it and show you guys. So I just did a shut no shut of this client. What is this client? Let us see this one first so that we are clear when we are seeing 1/1/5. It is 6997. You see the beauty here. As soon as we did already, this client went for authentication and he got the VLAN, which we just did associate VLANs. You see here, what are the VLANs we associated? We associated 31 to 34. The first guy, we went for the authentication, he got it, the first VLAN. What is this VLAN? Is client MAC address. It is 6997. Let us go back to the clear pass and see this, what is happening. So on this, you can see the NAS who is sending this one is 7VSF. That is nothing but the IP of this one is 247. That's what we saw, as you see here. Show running config interface management. This is how you should debug every detail, because it's going to help the customer and also you when you're talking to them. So this is the IP which is coming in, and you're seeing the same IP here. Okay, that is what the NAS IP address it is coming in, and its support which we saw the macOS was coming on 1/1/5, and the Mac is 6997. Okay, this is the input came in perfectly fine. What is the output which we are giving to this one? What is the profile we are assigning to this client? We are enforcing a profile called radius VLAN group. In that, what is coming in? The radius attribute is VLAN group. This is the name, exact name you need to configure on the clear pass. Here is the small mistakes will happen. Remember the name and then provide. Okay, then this is done. Let's see the next client. Let's consider that guy is a .1x client. And as you see, 1/1/1 is having the .1x client, which is a Linux PC we have, Linux system we have. So what I'm going to do now, I'll do a shut no shut of this also, so that you guys see what happens. Let us see it quickly, because there is another feature before the client comes up. You will see another feature which we supported. Very important feature that is also. So Showport access client, what you will see now, which is already covered. Oh, it's so quick. It came in before. Let me do one more time and show you what happens. My typing skill has to be definitely improved. Shut and no shut. You see the Showport access client. Man, please. It came in again. What happens is, during the transition state, till this guy gets access accept, that is access request will go. If you just remove these timers, you will clearly able to see. What happens is it gets into a pre-auth role. The pre-auth role is a very interesting role, because it is in the transit of authentication. It has not completed the authentication. He got the pre-auth role. That's how it happens. So we did a 2 times shut no shut. That's where you see here HP and 2 times. Let's see this one. What is this guy is sending? So this is the .1x. So you need to see the username, what you are sending. And for sure, the calling station ID will also be there. And the guy who is sending the NAS identifier is, as we saw, it is the switch, and the IP of that one is the same. What is the output? The output is the exactly VLAN group, which we have configured. And now let us see what is the, both the clients got the VLANs. Showport access client detail is the command. Till we get to another one more release, we'll have all of this in the Showport access client small command itself. Watch this output here. You can see 6997 was the macOS, which was there on 1/1/5. He got the VLAN 31. The next one was the .1x client. When he went for an authentication, he got the next VLAN, which is 32. Let's consider if I bring another 3 or 4 devices, it will go to 33, 34. Again, it will repeat. That's how load balancing is happening. With this, we almost completed the VLAN group feature. Let me see if any questions are there from the Q&A. I will spend less time on this one and also on the slides, because Rubin has already put the slides out. I'm not covering all the slides. What you can do there, I've done a packet capture also, which I will show you how to capture on the ClearPass, because it's very important for you to debug that one. Just go to the administration here, and once you go here, there is a server configuration. So click on the server configuration. Let's consider somebody says that he is not getting the right attribute, and all of that you want to check. The best way to check is capture the packet itself, what is coming in and what is going out, and so you can show the customer. You know one thing, it's nothing on the network which is missing or what is happening. Those all details you can provide to the customer. So capture the packet, just disable all of this, otherwise your file will be like huge, and give a name, whatever you wanted to give, TOI, give the password which you like, and capture the packet, what is coming in. While you are capturing, 60 seconds is more than enough. That is nothing but 1 minute. So basically you go and do a shut of the client which is having a problem, whether he's sending access request or not. All of that information will be captured here, and you can see that one. That is there in the slides which I already posted on the TOI slides. Okay. Without much time on this one, let's move. If I can see some limitations on anything is there. I've covered these use cases already when I was talking to you. So these are the things which I was telling. It is there in the slide. You can go and take a look at it slowly. And same clients, what I showed in the demo, same clients are being captured here, so that it's easy for you to understand what is the access request, what is the access challenge, when it will come the access challenge, when the .1x client is there. And again, once after the challenge is accepted by the client, and he will send back the another access request, then you will get access accept. So all of the details are here. In the access accept, you can see what is going on in the tunnel private group ID, and the standard attribute for that one type is 81. All of the details are here. Okay, in the AV pair, you will be able to easily see that one. And macOS also, I have captured it here. You can go through that one. Then coming back to on the REST API support, this feature supports the REST API, but there is no SNMP support. We are increasing the SNMP support for few things, which I'm going to cover in few minutes. So, but for this feature, there is no SNMP support today. The SNMP read support is not there. Why you need the read support? Basically, you want to understand how we saw show command port access client. We saw that output, right? That you want to see it from a SNMP server or from a MIB browser, because you want to understand what is been happening. So that support is not there today, but slowly we will get there one by one, depending on the customer input, right? We will get there to support. Maximum VLANs, we already said what is supported. And remember, the platform support is there for all 6000 series, okay? And not required, this feature is not required for, because we don't position this platform in an access layer. That's where we don't need the VLAN group feature on this platform. Configuration, we just covered what we saw. The configuration, same type of configuration, it's provided here. And what you have to do on the ClearPass is also step by step, it is provided. You don't have to configure in this way only. You have option to configure comma separated values or different ways. Show command, there is no new show command has been introduced, but the existing command is going for a lot of iterations of improvement. You can see if you go and watch this command, if you are having a 10.4 image, if you just issue this command, you will definitely laugh yourself, because we had very minimalistic command. Thanks to the usability core team, they are giving a lot of inputs to improve this command, and it is coming to a really good shape. That's what I would say. You can see hot history. I'm really happy with the improvement of the Showport access client details. All the details we get it at this point of time, right? We are also working some more improvement on this one. This is for the macOS client, and we did a demo for this one, so I will not spend on time on here. Let's move on the troubleshooting. As we covered in 10.6, follow the same steps, no change. The slides are there. Whenever you need it, just refer the slides, copy paste this command, where you will be able to easily troubleshoot the problem. Okay. The debug command for all the port access clients are, these three are very key in debugging any kind of issues on a port access. The MAC address, LLDP neighbors, CDP neighbors. Before even enabling the port access configuration on the interface, what I mean is, so before you enable any kind of a 1/1/1, before you enable AAA configuration on this port, please just do a default and check what's happening with the client. Is he able to learn? Once after that one, try the radius configuration and then the port access configuration. Radius configuration is very important, because you don't want to get into the port if this guy is not reachable to the radius server, right? Show radius server. There is also a very good command. Detail will give you all the details what you need, right? We have a feature called tracking mode, which is any and also dead time interval. So you can configure the dead time interval, check whether the radius server is available. Once you check these 4 steps, that means you check the MAC address, LLDP neighbors, CDP neighbors, then the radius. Okay, fine. Now I can go for port access. I can bring the clients to authentication. That is what you have to do. Okay, that's what I was telling. Let's go back again. So these all things are similar. Capturing of how you can capture on this AAA server is also given here. The steps are given here. Mirroring is a very important feature. Once I told you the fifth step, when you come to the port, client is connected. You want to see what's happening before it reaches the radius server. It is not reaching the radius server. Something is happening. You want to see that what is something is happening. So just use the mirroring feature. Just get the destination configured properly, and wherever you have all the clients connected there, those are all your source ports. Connect them and give the destination. Connect a one small Windows PC or your laptop. See all the output. Okay. It's very interesting. And on the VLAN group particularly, there is a show port access, the debug port access all. Whenever you give, you will see this debugs printed on the debug buffer. That means it will tell you for which MAC address, which VLAN has been given. That's what it will tell you properly. That's a good job. For advanced level, this is a very nice thing which you can see. Whatever you see in the packet capture, almost everything you will see in this fast log. That's interesting on AOS-CX. I really like the overall architecture. The fast logs will come on to you. You can see everything happening on the box. That's another best thing which you can see. This is all required for you when you are doing a debugging. These slides will come handy for you. Hence, we kept it. Resources wise, these are the resources. We are also trying to develop. Our team is looking for different ways to enhance this one, a short videos. So which we are going to work and start publishing. Currently, we have these all things for you. Let's move on to the next feature, which is a configurable radius attribute. This also, let's see the more of demo than the understanding this feature is also very important. So configurable radius attribute, why it is important? You can see here, when we saw this access tracker, the clients were coming into ClearPass, correct? Because why they come to ClearPass? It is a AAA server. They have to get authenticated. Okay, they are reaching the ClearPass. When they are reaching the ClearPass, you know one thing, these .1x are the macOS. They are coming up with some NAS port and whatever the name has been given in the, you can see this NAS identifier has been shown as the switch host name. Correct. And I'm not able to see which way the VLAN currently the client is coming in, the native VLAN, which I don't know. Correct. I'm not able to get that information in the access request or in the accounting request. I'll repeat. I want to get the native VLAN of the client, which is connected to the port 1/1/1, which I want to know, hey, what is the VLAN you are using before coming for an authentication? There is no way. For that, we are introducing two new radius configurable attributes where you will be able to tell, hey, the client, which is a HPN, he is connected. When he connected, he was using a native VLAN, maybe 1, or you have configured something else, that VLAN. All of that information will be sent to the AAA server. You can ask why that is required. What is so important in that one? If you think a feature we just presented, the VLAN grouping is going to distribute the VLAN, isn't it? But the AAA server was given only the VLAN group name. He is not aware of which client is running on a which VLAN. So that is also AAA wants to know, because earlier he was aware of, but now he is not, right? So that's where this feature comes in handy. And also we had one more request like NAS identifier. Instead of the host name is fine, but I want to provide where I have kept this switch. I've kept this switch near the where the pantry is there, or I want to tell somebody, hey, you know what? This switch is near the lift area. So it is easy for the serviceability. When the customer wants to replace a switch, he can directly go and he can tell, hey, you know one thing, I can tell where is the switch location itself from the NAS identifier itself. Oh, he came for an authentication. I will tell you where is the switch is. So that way, the serviceability becomes a easier thing. That is another benefit you see from this configurable radius attribute. So we will see that feature by configuring. What you are going to do here is to configure the radius attribute. 1 minute. Let me just show you where I am so that you are clear. This is the configuration you are going to do on the AOS-CX switch. This is the ClearPass. This is a service where you are going to configure whatever you want the radius request. That means access request and accounting request need to reach the service that you have to configure. Currently, as you know, you usually configure the NAS port type and the service type. This is also came as a request. Service type is also under discussion. PLM is looking into this one to make it as a configurable attribute. Some of the competition already supports this feature of service type configuration. Currently, we only support these two as the access request or the accounting request reach the AAA server. So let us configure this one on the ClearPass. So let's go to the services. Okay, on the services, let's use the macOS service for just for our understanding. And let me go to the service here and add the radius attribute. As I told you, we have to add two attributes because only those two attributes has been supported. These are radius attribute, and we are trying all the radius stuff today. This is what we said is tunnel private ID, right? Let us pick that one, and we'll give a equal to. This we will provide a VLAN number 1 because that's a native VLAN, it will come in. I'll tell you how if you want to configure for the dynamic also. So let's configure radius IETF again, and we provide the here. What is the next one? NAS identifier. So NAS identifier is also supported. So here I will equal to, I'll provide a name. You can use any special character. I'll just use Aruba TOI so that we see the same thing on the access request once we configure. Now remember, once you configure this one, what's going to happen to the existing macOS client? Any answer? What's going to happen is those clients will fail now. I've saved this service. Let's go back and re-authenticate the macOS client on this. Where we had the macOS client? macOS client was there on 1/1/5, if I remember rightly. Let's see this one. Showport access client interface 1/1/5 detail. It has, I don't know it is re-authenticated or not. Now we'll send a re-authentication and see what happens. So port access re-authenticate 1/, oh, okay, you have to provide the interface 1/1/5, correct, and just hit enter, and let us see what happens to this client. You know one thing, it failed and it went to a reject role. These roles are important, I was telling you. I'm not going to cover that because we already covered that in detail in the past. So it failed. Why it failed? Anybody? Why it failed? Because now is expecting two new radius attribute. What are those two new radius attribute? We just added, hey, you send me your VLAN, native VLAN, and also you send me your NAS ID as been defined as this, what you are defined on the service here. You have defined this one just now, right? I'll show you. These are the things are very important when you are debugging. So on the services, you can see these two you defined, but you are not sending that one. For that, you have to configure the switch. What you have to configure is AAA radius attribute, as it is a radius attribute, just, and it is also a AAA. Command is very simple to remember. AAA radius attribute group, and I'll provide radius. Okay. This is the name. You can provide any name. I'm just providing the radius. Here you can see this is the new thing which is getting added in the 10.7. So question mark is valid so that you can understand. NAS ID, you can see here, you can provide the NAS ID. I will provide the NAS ID. I will also provide value. Value was, if I remember, A was capital, Aruba _TOI. Let me just go and check it. Oh, all are capital, TOI. Thank God I just remembered. Otherwise, one more time it would have been failed. TOI, okay? So, and NAS ID, where all you want to send, there are two request type. One is authentication, or you can send it in accounting also. For now, I'll just say both, okay? Next one is tunnel private ID. This is the, you can send a native, or you can send it as a, after the authentication, what VLAN is there, that also you can send it. So I'm going to say request type. Here also I'm going to give both. I want it in access request as well as in accounting request. Then I'm going to give tunnel private ID value. I'm going to configure here. Look at this one very carefully. There are two things, dynamic and static. What is static? Static is nothing but the native VLAN of the client port. Now, as you know, AOS-CX, what is the native VLAN of the client port? It is 1 because all are unshut, and that is what it is. The 1 is the client. If you have configured something else, then that will go, no problem. So for that, I'll give just a static to show you guys. Okay. Now that we configured, this is not working. Don't think like that the end will not work. There is a bug here on the latest code. Hence, the end is not working, and team is working on this one. Only exit is going to work currently. So issue a show running configuration to see the AAA configuration which we just configured. You can see here it is there. Radius attribute, whatever we configured, it is there. Now we will send this client back again. Before sending, I'll show you what is happening on the access tracker. That way you will enjoy the next authentication request. Let's go to the access tracker. Why it failed also, it clearly provides the this is the client which got failed, which was passed earlier, 6997, it got failed. Let us see the reason behind this one. Why, you know, first check the input, which I was telling you. It is not sending the tunnel private ID or the NAS identifier, which was defined on this service. What is the service? So you can see here it is unknown. Alert will clearly tell service category failed. That means the service, what it is accepting, that access request which is coming in from the client is not meeting the service category which we have been defined, right? You have defined some of the service criteria that is not getting met, is what it's clearly showing the error. That is a 204 error. You guys know it's authentication failure error. Okay, so now let us send the client back to the authentication. What is the way? Port access, reauthenticate, interface 1/1/5. Now you should go for authentication, and we should see both the clients up now. Trust me, by before at least next demo, you will see my typing skills a little bit better. So 1/1/5 macOS client is up and perfectly is enjoying all the services. Let us see what is happening with the ClearPass now. Wow, he's also got accept, and we will see now what is coming in from the input. The radius input, wow, it is coming as the NAS ID and identifier. It is telling, hey, you know where you are kept. Okay, currently I have kept this switch to provide a Aruba TOI. That's what it is saying. And the next one, it is very clearly what it has to say. The tunnel private ID, the VLAN which is configured on the native is VLAN is 1. I have not changed that one, hence it is coming. In case if you want authenticated, you have to just say authenticated VLAN. What you have to do? Instead of static, you configure dynamic. That's it. Okay, with that, I think we completed the 2 features demo. And all the things, whatever I just said, it's all there in this slide. You can take a look at that one a little later. Let's move to the another feature. Rubin, how much time I have now? Sorry.
We have approximately 25 more minutes.
Okay, so let's move to the next feature, which is called port security. Thank you, Ruben. Port security sticky MAC. So this feature, also it is a gap from the AOS-CX. As the name itself says, port security sticky MAC feature. What does it mean? It is going to port security is for MAC addresses. Remember, it is not for the .1x. So port security is a on the box. You are doing a security on the port, right? So basically, you are going to secure your MAC addresses which are learned. On that, there was a request saying that I want to stick the MAC addresses. Why that request came in? This is how the request came in from a customer. So he had a Windows PC which he cannot upgrade the OS, and that Windows PC is running a lot of IoT software, and he can't move that Windows PC from that location. You want to stick that location into the same place. This is the customer use case he told us. So what happened there is the customer is not able to move these devices. He wants to stick those place, and we never had this one in the earlier releases. So we gave a little bit of workaround. It was not working, and now we are releasing this feature where you can just go and stick to the same port so that he will not move anywhere else, and he stick to even after the interface flap or the reload, the MAC is going to be retained. So for that, let's do a demo on this one. Here, I think if I remember the sticky MAC client, 1/1/3 should be up now. Let's check. If it is not up, let's bring it up. It is shut down. That's a good thing which is happening. we have, this is also shutdown. What I am doing here is there are two ways you need to remember. One is sticky MAC static, another one is sticky MAC dynamic. Let's consider you learned some of the MAC addresses on a port called which one? If I remember, 1/1/3. Yeah, this is the dynamic. So I've learned some MAC address on this 1/1/3. Let us consider what is going to happen as soon as you enable the sticky MAC learn enable. All the MAC address which got learned dynamically will become a sticky MAC. So for that reason, you need to be very carefully providing whatever the MAC you need to stick only that you provide through that VLAN. If you don't provide the VLAN, remember, it will fall back to the default VLAN. Please try, if you have a AOS-CX switch and few clients connected, it doesn't need a AAA server. Very, very easy feature to understand. Okay. If you can connect few clients and play around with this feature, it's a very nice thing to do. So what you have to do, just go to the interface, configure. Before going to the interface, make sure you configure the port access security where on the global mode. If you don't configure this one, port access, port security feature on the global mode, these features will not work, right? Port security features will not work. This is the first step you have to do. What is the first step? Configure this feature on the global mode. Then go to the interface, enable the dynamic sticky MAC or static sticky MAC. In case you have enabled the dynamic sticky MAC, what is the client limit as per the 10.4 on the interface? Default, it is one client only. If you just try to push another client, what will happen? The violation will happen. What is the default violation? It is all 10.4 feature. I'm repeating. What is the default violation? It is a notification, but I've configured here shutdown. So if I try to configure another MAC address, sticky MAC address, and try on the 1/1/3, the port will go to shutdown, which we will see in a minute now. So first we'll enable the feature on the interface. Same way, whatever you see, you got to enable. I'll just do a no shut. And also I'll go back to 2/1/1 and I'll do a no shut on this. Okay. Now the beauty is same command, show port access client command will show the port security features also. That's the one really I like it. And the full command for this one is the always for the, you want to see only the port access client, port security features. What is the best command? Port access, port security, right? Interface, all. This is the command where you will see client status that I missed. Yeah, you will see this is what it will happen. You can see here the output is one guy is a dynamic, sticky MAC dynamic, another one is a sticky MAC static. So what I'm going to do now I'm going to show you how these guys are keeping this with the interface shut and no shut and all. Let's try this thing. Let's do a shut of this interface and see what happens. I'm going a little bit fast. Please bear with me. You can see 1/1/1 is shut, but still this is there. MAC will never age out. What is the best way to see that one? Show MAC address table detail. What you will see? You will see never age out for which are the ports 2/2/1, which is there as the sticky MAC, and also where is the 1/1/ is down, so it will not show here. If I just bring it up, you will also see that one. Okay. No shut. Show port access. No. Show MAC address detail is what we have to see. You see here 1/1/1. Look at this one. This is what we have to see. Never age out. Okay. What they are doing inside, you just go to a start shell and yeah, let me just go to sudo bash. They're keeping it in a file securely. Check this one in case if you're trying to debug, make sure that this file is having all the MAC addresses which you are trying to secure with the sticky MAC. So more port security sticky MAC. So basically they're writing it to this file and keeping it always until unless you remove. As soon as you remove this configuration, what will happen? It will become same like other Macs. It will become false. That means it will age out. That's all. Okay. With this, we completed the next feature, which is a sticky MAC feature. These notes, as you read, you will be able to understand. Some of the things I've already told. So anything you need clarification, please reach out to us. Okay.